Imagine stepping into a house so massive, so opulent, and so historically significant that it isn't just a home. It's a symbol of an empire. A place where kings and queens have walked for centuries, where priceless treasures line the halls, and where every detail speaks of wealth and power beyond imagination. This is Buckingham Palace, the most expensive and luxurious house in the world. But the truth behind its grandeur will shock you. It's not just about its 775 rooms or 78 bathrooms. It's about what it represents, the secrets it holds, and the staggering cost behind every gilded corner. In today's video, you'll discover the hidden treasures inside Buckingham Palace that few have ever seen. The mind-blowing value of this historic mansion in today's dollars. The secrets of how it became the ultimate symbol of power and wealth. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Buckingham Palace isn't just a house. It's an empire under a roof. And trust me, some of the revelations will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about luxury, royalty, and power. Let me show you exactly how this happened. Buckingham Palace stands proudly in the heart of London, a city where history and modernity collide. Its iconic facade faces the sprawling Green Park and St. James's Park, creating a stunning vista of elegance and prestige. While tourists flock to see its gates and the famous changing of the guard, the true magnitude of this palace goes far beyond what any visitor can imagine. Originally built in 1703 as a large townhouse for the Duke of Buckingham, the property went through centuries of transformation. By the 19th century, it became the official royal residence of Queen Victoria. Since then, every monarch has left their mark, expanding the palace into a symbol of continuity, tradition, and unsurpassed luxury. But Buckingham Palace is more than history. It's an economic powerhouse. The upkeep alone costs millions every year, from security and staff salaries to the restoration of priceless art and historic furniture. Behind the glittering facade is a complex operation running like a well-oiled machine, managing everything from banquets for world leaders to private royal events. Here's a surprising fact. The palace covers 830,000 square feet, has 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 188 staff bedrooms, and 78 bathrooms. It even has a swimming pool, a doctor's surgery, a post office, and its own cinema. Most people know it as the Queen's residence, but in reality, it's a full-fledged luxury complex that operates almost like a small city. The story of Buckingham Palace is also a story of power. It represents centuries of influence, not only over Britain, but across the world. Each gilded frame, each hand-woven carpet, each marble column tells a tale of politics, diplomacy, and the unending quest to preserve wealth and legacy. Now here's where things get really interesting. Let's start with the first shocking fact, the true financial value of Buckingham Palace. Most people assume it's priceless because it belongs to the royal family, but experts have tried to estimate its worth in modern terms. Real estate analysts have calculated that if Buckingham Palace were on the open market today, it could be valued at over $4.9 billion. That's nearly $5 billion for a single residence, making it the most expensive house on the planet. To put that in perspective, this is worth more than most countries' annual budgets or the combined net worth of several Fortune 500 CEOs. But the cost of the property is only part of the story. Maintaining a house of this magnitude isn't cheap. Staff alone number in the hundreds. Housekeepers, chefs, gardeners, security personnel, personal assistants, and administrators. The annual maintenance costs can exceed $100 million. This includes restoring priceless artworks, repairing centuries-old architecture, and preserving the gardens, fountains, and marble staircases. Now, let's talk about the treasures inside. Buckingham Palace isn't just a home. It's a museum of luxury. It houses priceless paintings by Rubens, Van Dyck, and Rembrandt. Some of these masterpieces are valued individually in the tens of millions. The palace also contains intricate furniture from the 18th century, crafted by master artisans, with gold inlays and velvet upholstery. Every room has a story, a tapestry, a chandelier, or a portrait that has witnessed the rise and fall of nations. One of the most impressive spaces is the throne room, where state ceremonies and official receptions are held. Its ceiling is adorned with exquisite frescoes, and the room is decorated with gilded furniture and crystal chandeliers. Then there's the grand staircase, where history literally ascends and descends with every step, built to impress visiting dignitaries and heads of state. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. The palace isn't just luxurious, it's a historical powerhouse. Every corner of Buckingham Palace tells a story of diplomacy, intrigue, and royal tradition. For instance, the state rooms aren't just for show, they host events that shape global politics. From hosting American presidents to hosting kings and queens of other nations, Buckingham Palace has been at the center of world diplomacy for centuries. Consider the Royal Collection, one of the largest and most important art collections in the world, much of it housed within the palace. It contains thousands of paintings, sculptures, and artifacts spanning centuries. Some of the rooms hold furniture that once belonged to Henry VIII, relics from medieval times, and personal items from previous monarchs. This isn't just luxury, it's living history, preserved in immaculate condition. Here's another surprising fact. The palace has its own underground infrastructure, including a state-of-the-art heating system, private kitchens capable of feeding thousands, and even a private hospital wing for emergencies. Modern luxury meets royal tradition in ways few people could imagine. Experts also point out that Buckingham Palace is a symbol of wealth stability. Unlike private mansions that may lose value over time, the palace is appreciated not just financially, but culturally. Its value is enhanced by its historical importance, global recognition, and symbolic power. The world doesn't just pay for bricks and mortar, it pays for prestige, legacy, and influence. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. Beyond the art, the architecture, and the priceless treasures, Buckingham Palace represents power in its purest form. Ownership of this property isn't just about living in luxury. It's about being the head of a centuries-old institution. The Queen, or now the King, doesn't just own a house. They command the very symbol of the British monarchy. Every corridor of Buckingham Palace has witnessed events that shaped the modern world. From royal weddings broadcast globally to pivotal political meetings, the palace is where decisions affecting millions of lives have been made. It's a home, yes, but it's also a stage for history. And here's the final jaw-dropping fact. While the monarchy does receive taxpayer funding for certain expenditures, the value of the palace itself is not publicly owned. It sits as a national treasure, essentially untouchable in terms of sale or private profit, which makes it both priceless and untouchable in the eyes of the world. The palace's luxury is therefore not just in its furnishings or space, but in its absolute exclusivity and symbolic power. It's a place where every door, every wall, every artifact carries weight that money simply cannot buy. Why does this matter to us today? Because Buckingham Palace demonstrates that luxury isn't just about money. It's about influence, history, and legacy. It shows that true wealth combines tangible assets, cultural significance, and social power. For modern audiences, this can be a lesson in long-term thinking. The value of Buckingham Palace has been cultivated over centuries, not decades. It's a reminder that wealth and influence are often cumulative, growing not just from money but from history, reputation, and stewardship. Moreover, the palace provides insight into how luxury can be functional, operational, and symbolic all at once. Unlike a modern mansion that only serves comfort or aesthetic appeal, Buckingham Palace serves diplomacy, culture, and governance. Every luxurious aspect is tied to a purpose, making it far more than a private residence. For those interested in design, the palace is a masterclass. The seamless integration of classical architecture with modern amenities shows how timeless luxury can coexist with contemporary innovation. Every restoration project balances historical preservation with functional upgrades, proving that true wealth also requires careful maintenance and foresight. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. Buckingham Palace isn't just the most expensive house in the world. It's the ultimate symbol of power, wealth, and continuity. Its value goes far beyond dollars. It embodies centuries of history, political influence, and royal legacy. From its 775 rooms to its priceless art collections, from its massive gardens to its secret infrastructures, Buckingham Palace teaches us that true luxury is measured by influence, historical significance, and the ability to leave a legacy. And while most people dream of wealth in terms of cars, mansions, or jewelry, Buckingham Palace reminds us that wealth combined with history and responsibility creates something truly untouchable. So, next time you see the palace from outside its gates, remember, you're not just looking at a building. You're witnessing a living monument to human ambition, power, and grandeur.